Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PUBG European League. It is the promos. What does that mean? It's all about promotion.
Yes.
4 teams will be into the PEL in 2020. The top 4 teams from these 16, and it's getting pretty tight up there, Lauren.
It's brutal. Like, the first 2 teams, you feel they're okay. I feel they're safe. ENCE and I think it's 7 are currently kind of pretty safe. I'm not saying completely. There's a cushion.
It's good.
Below that, though, it could literally be anyone's game in my mind. I think those final 2 spots are so terrifying right now. Every team is fighting for it. I'm looking at who's there at the moment, and I don't know if they can stay there. That's the thing. It feels so on a knife's edge. You've got ELGIGANTEN and Tornado Energy currently in 3rd and 4th, both tied on 121 points. So they are right next to each other. Trainhard just down in 5th on 116. Trainhard has a good game, couple of kills, right back up there. Tempest, of course, got pushed down out of the top 4 now. They're at, 108 points, tied with DA. So we've got 2 currently tied teams in points who are all vying for 2 spots. It's huge.
And if we were to look towards Erangel, obviously we've had, 5 Eastern Circles and 1 Western so far.
Yeah.
We haven't had a Sosnovka yet, which is entirely possible. We could see one being thrown out there.
Yep.
And for the Eastern teams, I think they're going to be feeling confident. About this one. A team that is under pressure is Tempest. Dropped down to 6th place, 3rd at the start of today. Can the Danes deliver? Well, you got a cheeky look at the playing path there, didn't we? Looks like it's going over Sosnovka up towards Yasnaya way.
I feel like it's either going to be the same circles we've had, similar circles to, around Shelter sort of area, that sort of like central-ish point up to maybe Mansion, or it's a milli circle.
It's a milli circle.
Now, I caught a quick word with one of the Trainhard guys, like, look, it's pressure time, obviously, and let's hope it's not a milli circle. So this could be a scary one for them. Tempest, if you see that playing path, you're thinking, okay, that doesn't play too badly for us, but then they'd have to, again, they need to jump now. They're in a position where they have to push. DA, not necessarily a bad spot for them either if they're going to be down in Milta. This means all these teams chasing and pushing have a chance. It may not be a good one, but they have a chance.
Let go, Milta. Will they think, now's the time, let's adjust, let's go into Sosnovka. Let's commit, let's go to the island. We will see. Miramar is done, Sanok is done. 2 rounds of Erangel is all that stands between 4 teams and their PEL dreams for 2020. Who will it be? Currently ENCE and 7 look to be safe. Giganten on Tornado Energy just had some 2 big performances to storm into that top 4 spot. Will we see any new contenders breaching the phone? Oh, DA, they've gone Primorsk.
Different drop. This is scary times to be switching drops. It means that you don't know the rotation paths as perfectly. It may be new teams in your way. Okay, what's our rotation route here? You find those comfort ways of playing. That could switch it up a bit here. Unity and Northern Lights down on the island, nothing too new to that. GamerLegion doing the Na'Vi sort of loot spot. Let's look at the teams who are in the kind of 3rd and 4th spots. So ELGIGANTEN and Tornado Energy. Tornado Energy heading towards Milta side. That's not bad for them at all. They're going to be quite happy with that. And ELGIGANTEN quite close to IG. That could be a bit of a scuffle if they don't make it clearly to where they are. Are they both going to this? IG look like they're going a bit further north. It looks like IG might be a bit stumped for where they want to go here. Yeah,
it's because Giganten are here. They've gone over to Lippo, and that's kind of caught them a little on the hop there. Tempest are sort of slowly watching. Look at Wookiees. Long drop in Digital Athletics. How do you do this? How do you do this, DA?
What? Someone call SIXMO. Get him on the phone right now. We need to talk to this man.
Good God.
How's he work this out? Okay, so DA get a really good springboard point, as do 7. That's good for them. They're in 2nd, though. They're not exactly the ones we're looking at. You've got to look at ELG now, who are way off to the side. Tornado Energy, maybe a better route in, but still busy on that south side road. It's not easy for anyone, in my mind, excluding DA and 7, and maybe GamerLegion.
Yeah, they need to get looting fast and get a good spot early, I think is safe to say. If you were to look at the central spot, you can see Buster's vehicle right now getting towards the edge of the swampy sort of area, hillside. That's that big compound. We saw it finish, oh God, at the end of Phase 3 with, I think it was Crow Crowd, Liquid and Na'Vi all in sort of one spot with Phase. It's that compound. That is pretty much the central point this time around. So obviously with, I would say, what, 40% water maybe involved as well. It's going to get very crowded down the coastline in and around Quarry sort of area, and then maybe people looking at sort of those outskirt Gatka compounds.
Yep, and this is pressure time. For a lot of these teams, big pressure time. Train hard. Could have a nice rotation route, considering they can utilize the north near Jokers and ENCE. They can leave Yasnaya, go out the west side, and use that and come in north by Georgopol. That's a chance for them there. They're okay with that. They should be okay with that. It means they miss that big pack around, Potato Hill and all of that jazz, so they can be a little bit cleaner en route in, but it will not get them a central spot, though.
DA are on the move. 3 minutes. Primorse looted, dropped first, got there first on the feet and the ground, first looking for a home. The question is, will they bump into the likes of Buster, who is in the central
bjorN's going
point?
for it too.
It's a strong compound position as well. And like you say,
they're scouting for it.
GamerLegion are already there. bjorN is there early. I think he just spun his vehicle, judging by that. But DA, they've hopped out to scout.
100%. They're on the hillside just to the west of it. It's the higher hill. It does have a building. It's got kind of a couple of the long buildings and I think 2 other smaller ones near it that can get vision, but it's not like a jump-off point. You can't springboard in towards Seven's compound here, but it's a good secondary spot. It's not as viable.
Apologies for talking about what is not being shown, but obviously we feel this is a pretty vital position, and especially considering their teams that are in the top.
Correct. Open up the map stream. Make sure you put it up so you guys can see exactly what's happening with the teams within the kind of chasing spots or the teams trying to hold on to that top 4. We really want to ensure you guys know where they are, because that's the important thing here. And it looks like DA are going to go for the far western coast, actually. They've gone for a bit of a spread on that.
Yeah, so GL are getting over there just quickly to back up. We'll see where they decide to go in the end. bjorN's continuing to try and travel around, train hard. The French currently sitting in 5th place, just outside, but they will have seen the teams leapfrog above them in that last matchup. They've been fragging out the last 2 days. We'll see whether they can continue that potential. It's a long northern trip for them. You know, they were talking about not wanting that Sosnovka circle. I don't think this benefits them much more either.
I would say, just because of the rotation route, should be safer. I hope they scout the quad compound. We do see a bit of a pull-up from PG-18. That's going to ward off 7. And 7 might need to... That's a lot of fire coming out. They need to be really careful with how they approach this. As much as they look safe in that top 2 spot, you don't want to start feeding teams here. You don't want to start making those errors that can open up room to move. Beyond that, though, Northern Lights having a couple of issues. Oh, and they flushed it.
All right, perfect. You feeling okay? That was
okay, bro. He's not feeling okay now.
Has
he crashed?
He's had a mare.
He's yeeted him over the way.
Eating him out the top and over the bridge. Oh God. Okay.
Don't worry, mate, I'll get the revive. Flings him over the railing.
Oh, what a time to do that. Oh no, where's Northern Lights? They're in 9th on 97 points. It's possible.
Give us a replay of that. Go on. Now it made me happy.
They had a chance, man. They had a chance. They're 24 points off it. They'd still got a chance for 2 games to go, but that's not. That's going to cause a few internal discussions.
All right,
I think.
2-2 split here. They have Mert and ABeautflDeath further south. They're in the compound that's quite open. It's got an open field in front of it, just to the west of Quarry, and it has the forest just around the back. It's a hard compound to hold, but it's got them a step in the south if it does move that way. And they have SIXMO and I think... Who else is up there then? Mitraleius would be with them in the more northern split in case it does, again, happen to move further north.
So Tempest and Tornado Energy both coming in sort of around Pachinki way. Hugstar here got a little angle on quick math. All in around the circle. Central position is foresty hill areas, so all going to be contested. Expect many more teams to come this way. Jokers look to have left the cube. Train hard coming over the west bridge of Georgopol now. Recrent being very aggressive up there. This is what I was talking about. They're close to one another, and they're looking to try and get some shots on Tempest. It's not been a great day for them so far, and Tornado Energy have stolen away that 3rd spot from them. Clippers stopped down low. That is nade range for me for Compot. I don't know if he's going to go for it, though.
I don't think so. I think he's more worried about peeking that hillside. ELGIGANTEN are way out in the blue right now. Again, yes, they are within the top 4 here, but this is very passive from them now. It looks like they were out in the Povka, but this is a very wide swing rotation.
I think it's because they're dropping Lippo, right? So
oh wait, Moon's about to get maybe what looks like a +10 on the back of that bike, doesn't it? That little buggy going past.
PG18 are just yeeting it across everywhere. They've already forced 7 out of 1 compound. Now they've caught Moon.
They do not care. They are just slaughtering people. They just want to be the downfall of anyone in front of them.
Yeah, be it their CIS brethren or not, they don't care. Trainhard continuing down the far west coast road. It's going to bring them close to Digital Athletics, actually, because they've settled for one of those beach sort of compounds that Trainhard may look towards, so they've got to be careful they don't continue on. DeBoom chucking out a nade there towards last crew, looking in last place to confirm that the Danes, it's not really worked out for them in this tournament, I'm afraid. Unity heading down. This is the south side towards that big hilly area. We've seen the circle finish far too many times in that hill. And the trees.
Wait, Trainhard and DA are so close by. This could be a huge engagement between the two. Thinking about positioning, these guys are very close by. 108 for DA and then 116 points for Trainhard. So if DA surpassed them, that'd be a huge, huge leap up, a leapfrog for them, a big push, and that would slow down someone right in front of them. But DA is still in a 2-2, so they're not going to be too proactive about this. They can't be.
Absolutely. ENCE coming over the East Bridge of George. Where do we go? You can see Giganten still up, way, way up. Coming out slowly, late. They might be a little bit surprised by Inside Games staying on the mountain, actually. Could catch them out. Oof. Oof. Okay.
Trainhard and DA.
DA, Mert, and ABeautflDeath are almost at the central point. What do these guys know?
Everything, apparently.
Everything.
But can they hold it? As much as this is a good 2-2, they have to be prepared to hold it. And we know these teams haven't been doing these splits too much. ENCE did it, and it worked out well. GamerLegion heading over, and this is one of the big boy teams. As much as, yes, you could argue they've not had the big performance.
Northern Lights are clashing right alongside GamerLegion as well.
We've got to see DA and Northern Lights and GamerLegion. We have to see this. This is a big fight.
They've pulled away. They're pulled away.
To the forest.
GamerLegion have kind of, well, bjorN's been the only man that's been kept aside.
What
is going on in the middle? Oh my God, we've got Trainhard, DA, 7, GamerLegion, everybody's all crashing. We're on another trying to rotate around. This is going to get very messy. The other 2 members of DA, they're trying to reach this shack and help out.
Yeah, they're getting there. Mitraleius and SIXMO have overtaken Trainhard, so they've got it. They might have just been able to join their brethren, get with their teammates. There it is. Really nice work. If they get this clean, that's perfect. Tornado Energy, though, are making a name for themselves here. They're fragging out. They're trying to get the kills while they can. They're holding on to that top 4 position. They want to be in this, but they are not in the new circle. That's what they need to think about. Tempest have yoinked away Primorsk as well. They've gone all the way down south. And look at the amount of teams now who have nowhere to go.
Yeah, they've gone Prim Hill, and it's actually quite a clever decision because they know there's nobody else further south of them. Jokers are picking up kills. They managed to find Zampeak there, so that's their second. ENCE are bunching straight into last crew on the coastline, the far west coastline. They've already lost 1 to them. Now it looks like Airstation might put in pressure on Northern Lights as well. There goes TRYFFELI, expected them to see clash, and you can see them on the map. I cannot make it clearer, guys. Get yourself your squad look on. Get your PEL Esports and PEL Esports _ map open.
Yeah, this is about to get wild. Fake there, lands a banger on towards Perfect. Gonna instantly put him back in towards the shack to get the heal off as they're desperate for the flush. The Jokers trying to bank some points for themselves if they can. ToWzErA on the push, gonna be dancing with the door and trying to work his way in. Just get the advantage somehow on Perfect. I don't think he can. There's the nade, though, going to come in. That doesn't have to be cooked. It's going to force him out onto the angle, and there's the kill. ToWzErA gets it. The flush follows his own nade. He forgot about it. No.
It's all right. He can get revived. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine.
Not when I hear shots. It ain't fine. No.
PG18 are about to get squeezed out here. I think they got Jokers and Tornado Energy shooting them in the north. ELGIGANTEN goes down. Airstation might back on their feet. That's fine. GamerLegion, bjorN is right inside amongst Trainhard and will get found out. Example.
Okay, Fexx there. That's a good kill for them. That's points. Bear in mind, Tornado Energy are one of the gatekeepers here. They hold the line for now, and they've been holding on to players. Melman's going to be picked up. They're still okay, but PG18 have been deadly. They've been pushing and just fighting everyone, and Deez is on a tear. So be aware of that. Keep it in your mind. Don't forget about it.
Quick math around the edge of Quarry. Now, Phase 3 could go anywhere. It's phase 4 that pulls away from water on Erangel, so we do not know where this is going to go. We have seen the circle, I'm thinking like 7's position, actually more just where Trainhard is. There's a little shack around there. We saw circles in phase 1 finish in and around that area, so it totally could go towards the beachhead here. We don't really know. And there's many options available. Quarry finishes were plenty as well.
Tornado Energy and ELGIGANTEN are right next to each other, and it looks like Tornado Energy are looking like they want to head over that way, potentially, maybe, and it's going to close in towards Unity, DA, Trainhard, and 7. That sort of markering area just around the coastline. This is going to be such a sick game to watch. The teams who really committed towards this side early on are going to benefit massively. Teams like ELGIGANTEN and Tornado Energy now are left out in the cold, which could create space for that top 4. That's what I'm looking at.
So DA are currently in the compound. We saw Na'Vi picking up a win from in phase 3, I believe. Whereas Trainhard, I'm looking at ENCE actually. They're going to bomb it down and go for that shack. And that shack's where we saw a team winning it in phase 1. So a couple of different circle options. Phase 4 will pull away from the water, so we're expecting it to edge over to the eastern side. Still no clue where it's going though.
No, this is anyone's game. ENCE trying to send it as best they can. You've got ELGIGANTEN in a fight here. We need to see their perspective because this is going to be a big point grab for them if they can get it going. That's a nice nade. A little too far. But neither of these teams currently fighting here are in the circle. So it's a necessary fight, but it's going to slow them down, allow a leapfrog moment here for Tornado Energy to start punishing the Jokers. Yeah,
the problem for Giganten is, A, they've got Tornado Energy just to their side on the edge of the swamp, which now they've pulled right up next to Marcelek. But more importantly, lascrew don't care. They have nothing to lose right now engaging in this fight, whereas ELGIGANTEN have everything to lose. So they've really got to play this one smart.
ELGIGANTEN, I almost want them just to back from this. I don't think they're going to get in from this avenue. What's the benefit of this fight? I don't see them being able to knock the back 2 there. And Skills is just going to sit on the hill and be a nuisance. I don't see them winning anything from this fight. It's just, can they go anywhere else? Or would they direct? Oh, no. Wait, look at it. It's Tornado Energy onto them. Trade comes back in from both, but this is just going to be destruction. If both of them ruin each other's chances, that means the top 4 will be open.
Might be able to get the revive on KnorkiS. He should be. So Marcelek's flushed him out. So it actually worked out well for ELGIGANTEN. That was the last man at the back. Example stays in the compound to keep an eye on what's going on back there. Tempest have had a really smart move. Remember, they're on the edge of the hillside of Primorsk. They've just snuck across to the western side and keeping their whole back south side completely clear. So they're playing the edge game, but knowing full well there's nothing behind them to worry about, so they can just look ahead and start sweeping.
They're sending it. Here we go. ELGIGANTEN do what they can with that fight, but Tornado Energy have never been far from this. I wonder if they can maybe capitalize on something. They're going right up to the Jokers. They are. Marcelek is already there. Tab's going to get himself in the building. Daboom's under fire from someone else, actually. I don't
example
think that's
called MOORPHEUS on the rotate.
Oh, no. That's a flush too, straight away.
Caught him on the rotate, so they're down to 3. There is only 2 members of Jokers here because they engaged earlier on with both Tornado Energy and PG-18, so they've lost members in the process, but they are still alive. Marcelek's under fire, so he's going inside the Harry Potter, but he's far from safe, as you can see with Daboom here. Now lascrew are joining the same compound. They want fights.
Yeah, they're just chasing now. They're hungry, and why not? Circle about to shift, and there it is, hitting right towards Trainhard, DA, 7 a little bit with Grabic on the other side. PG-18, dangerous team, but not really relevant to the standings right now unless they went absolutely wild, and they're just simply not going to. Look at the standings. That top 4 down to maybe 7th is what we need to be staring at.
The circle is looking golden for 7, in my opinion. They have the entire western side. There goes PG-18. They are fed to Inside Games and Airstation Mike, who were up on the edge of Quarry. Now the nades coming out. You can see lascrew joining the party with Jokers, trying to get some pressure on ELGIGANTEN. They're going to be feeling the world is against them right now.
Yeah, ELGIGANTEN at least are on the correct side of this circle in a way. They'll be kind of fighting them on the opposite side that you know, the blue will be pushing you slightly further in on. 7
are moving into it. They're going in towards that compound to see what's going on in that fight in the north.
Here we go. Oh, wait, hold on. Example just found KnorkiS. That's a big one. And as well, we are seeing the fight in the south. That's with Tempest trying to hold on to this. If they get some kills here, that's good. Maybe recovery mode for them. Spyro just trying to make a play in on the car. Not really that big of a deal. ToWzErA goes in, cleans them out inside. Games go down. Airstation Mike, 4 kills already is pretty big. Have they recovered? Has Trainhard got their player back on their feet? Because one of Tornado Energy managed to knock them then.
Yeah, quick math right on the back of Tempus down south as well. Tempus obviously also in with a shout. Fexx finds Jazza. That's flushed out. That's over on the edge of Quarry as they work their way down. And there is quick math catching Tempus off guard. Wookie Bookie caught out. The knock comes in, but it doesn't get flushed just yet, but I think it won't be long. The rest of Tempus are collapsing in it. They're going to try and turn it around. It's actually Unity that get the shot in there and steals it away. So they're putting the pressure on, and that's a bit of a warning sign for Tempus.
It certainly is, to say the least. ELGIGANTEN just got a flush against them. It didn't go to Tornado Energy, but it's still a player gone. Far from ideal, and Seven are looking hungry like they want to fold into this too. Airstation Mike on the move, but that northwestern side, that small compound run is so scary right now for these teams, desperately trying to hold on.
GamerLegion trying to get that kill onto Jazza and Hugstar. It's not working out for them. ToWzEra's also in safe. Trainhard still sitting quietly in the central area at the moment, keeping their heads down. Tempus are the ones that are in trouble. They're in this ditch,
oh,
and
no.
quick math are putting pressure on them. Unity putting pressure on the other side, standing on that rooftop. Hanny trying to smoke it out, but there's not too many options for him when ENCE comes from behind.
Yeah, this looks like Tempus might be culled already. Even if it's just Clib alive, it's going to be so hard to make anything come of that beyond just, you know, playing for a little bit of placement if possible. And it looks like that chance, that opportunity has been ruined. And Mert from afar gets the punish. Once the points doesn't get him, that's going to Unity. Quizzy nabs that away, but here comes a push as well in that compound in the north.
Don't write Unity off. 105
They're
points
a
and
scary
counting.
team, aren't
They have the entirety of the southwest area to themselves. There goes the Jokers. Giganten picking one up, Seven taking the other. Last crew also in trouble, just Rip remaining here. Trainhard have been found. Tornado Energy have just got a long-range shot onto Phantom there. And that's another shot for position. ghostar goes down. Tornado Energy are popping off.
And they're fighting all the teams they need to. The two teams chasing them, ELGIGANTEN and Trainhard, are just below them. 124 points for ELGIGANTEN, 125 for Tornado Energy. So any knock, any kill is massive at this point for them. DA still standing firm. Good position, playing for the win, playing for positioning, and that's a smart thing to do in their spot.
Solar trying to get the revive, and he's covered him off, so he might get it. The circle does go to the north, so that's great for Trainhard, great for Seven, great for Tornado Energy. Giganten getting the revive off as well. GamerLegion can try and put the pressure on. The teams down the south are in trouble. The likes of Unity and DA, they're very much on the edge of this next circle, so they've got to try and make some plays. Quick math looking to finish off Tempus.
They're trying to... Oh, wait, Tornado Energy just got one pick against him. Where's Maccandark in that? Oh, he was in the northeastern side. He was in one of the compounds, and now everyone's piling in towards Tornado Energy. These guys are getting shot at from absolutely everyone. The rest of GamerLegion are looking further south towards Airstation Mike. This will alleviate some of the pressure on Trainhard. They can maybe readjust, try and shuffle around a bit so they feel safer. ENCE are in trouble. Tempus have gone down in 13th. Not looking so good in the runnings now. They were in 6th. This opens up room for DA and Unity to jump now.
Unity have got ENCE dead to rights. There's nothing they can do about this. They're just going to leave their shack and go down in a bale. Hail of bullets. As Unity now leapfrog and move up to 7th place, tied with DA, both with 4 alive, both in the south side. But they have to look towards Quickmath, who are still coming up from that south side. Not done so. Meanwhile, back in the north here with Last Crew, they have got the revive back in, but you can see Giganten spraying down on towards them and trying to pick up as many points as they can. 7 are collapsing in.
Getting close. Buster wants in. Edelweiss wants in. ELG might win the fight against Last Crew, but they'll probably lose the war against 7. Simply, the numbers do not favor them. And we wait patiently to see who makes the move. The blue will force them forward. There's no two ways about it.
Unity are collecting more points down south. That's Digger down. That's going to separate them and put them joint in 6th place now. The nade rolls in on ghostar, almost does the damage. The second nade comes in around the side. How did that not get the splash damage on him?
Oh, he's crossed.
Doesn't matter. Rip gets around the side of him, gets him down. KnorkiS, last man standing, trying to get an angle on him. Doesn't work out. The nade comes in from behind from Sadovnik. And it's a 1-for-1 between 7 and Giganten. Giganten now, KnorkiS the last man standing. Airstation might go down to GamerLegion, meanwhile, over on the far east side.
Yeah, Unity now starting to take steps, small steps, but the right ones in the right direction. DA, if they try and leave this compound, it is tricky because that forest can be littered with teams. Lucky for them, it's only ENCE, but he could still pose a problem down the line. For now, let's take stock of what we've seen. Everything's gone on. All the teams left. You've got to look at ELG, for example. Only KnorkiS stands. He's in survival mode here, but that circle is about to shift.
This is a nice wraparound from Quizzy. He's trying to get to that tree and hopping and skipping, but you can see Edelweiss instantly cutting him off. Big battle Unity trying to get what they can. I don't know if Quizzy, did he just see Edelweiss? He can hear Buster, that's for sure. Now he sees him. They're both kind of in the open, just hopping, looking towards this tree. That nade's going straight towards it, and 7 realize it.
Yeah, 7 need to readjust, but Trainhard again get the circle. This moves away from the western side, which plays in 7.
That's a problem.
And Unity to fight each other here.
And it's such an open run over that road. That's a massive problem. Tornado Energy up on the north side could benefit from it, but they have to go across an open position. And Trainhard have been focused on them for so long.
One benefit for Trainhard here, as much as they are center and you get a lot of attention from it, hopefully they don't need to worry about the east. It's very hard to run across that road in the west and get the fight going towards anyone else. Tornado Energy now get all the attention, as does KnorkiS. It looks like he might be done for here. 3 smokes to play with and only 10 seconds to put him down. The boys from Tornado Energy want to pick up any points they can while they still stand. GamerLegion from the east trying to chip in with some work towards Trainhard.
DA are the threat to Trainhard right now. They're coming out of their compound and starting to work the way north. And that's another one from 7 down. So Krabic getting knocked around the side. And Silenzo, don't write him off. Quick math, putting pressure on them. Will finally go down to a Noctiv. But he did manage to get the big knock on the road there. As Snoopy and Orange were trying to get the roadside position.
DA shifting up from south to north. Edelweiss did make it across the road here. Tornado Energy slowly but surely trying to work forward. Going to have to go tree to tree at this point. KnorkiS did leave the garage, but merely to be spotted by Sadovnik. And there goes ELGIGANTEN. It's game on now. Trainhard Unity. Can they chase this one? DA have been left in the dirt, even though they do have 4 players standing.
There's a great drop for Trainhard. They're going to need it. GamerLegion looking towards Tornado Energy. They're in trouble in the top. Oh no, 7. That's not what you need at this stage. Nowhere for Tornado Energy to go there. Edelweiss has them dead to rights. They've managed to cross the road, which is a big part, because they can look downhill.
They get the flush?
Phantom gets it. Maccandark steals the kill away from them. Trainhard chasing the points. They get example. There's another one. And look at it every single time. Look at those real-time standings. It's adjusting. Unity now up to 6. They were 8th now. Tempers are slipping down. DA chasing as well.
Yeah, DA just have so many players alive, and now DA are in the fight with Unity. They found the bottom 2 players, but Snoopy's got an off angle to provide some cover. 7 make it in, but that's beyond the point. Now Unity is split between 2 fights. It makes it harder, and you're going to see Mert succeed towards 1. A beautiful death nade comes in. No flushes yet, so the points are paramount to DA.
And they were in the 2-2 split, and it's both members of the 2-2 that have gone down. So Noctiv might be able to go for it. A beautiful death. He's on the big push. Hamster, meanwhile, looking towards DA, but Hamster's a beautiful death has gone over the road. He should be able to get the flush down. Trying to get the spray down, and Noctiv has absolutely made a mare of it.
He looks nervous, if I'm honest. That spray, I feel he would have had another time, but now he needs help. He needs support coming over. Northern Lights go down, but there's SIXMO to save the day for now. And Occutive is traded on, even though he got a beautiful death. The revive is what they're looking for. And the next circle's about to hit. Trainhard still hold, but 7 are moving in from the north.
They've allowed them to come from above, and now Trainhard are going to get picked apart down low. 7 have got themselves the angle. Now you can see Unity, they're in all sorts of trouble. They're getting picked apart, but 7 looking to take this game.
Yeah, DA, though, are mopping up points. This is what they need. They need to get these kills coming in as well as the placements. We need to show the standings. That's so much more important than who's alive and who's knocked. SIXMO does do what he needed. Now, let's look at where Trainhard are. They're sadly being picked apart from so many sides. They've been overwhelmed here.
Watching GamerLegion, they're slowly rotating around, but DA have spotted them. They managed to get the knock on Fexx. Edelweiss going off. Mert finds a knock on him. And DA, it's a full-on trade back and forward. DA fighting for their careers to stay in the PEL. They've been a staple diet all year long, and they want to get themselves back in there. Trainhard still with 2 alive down low, but they are simply observers right now.
Yeah, they can't play out in this. They're just going to try and control the eastern side, which could be the downfall, as GamerLegion still will have vision on that. There's 5 teams, 14 players. DA coming alive late in the day, but look how little cover they have to work forward with. A lot of attention suddenly looks towards them as potential points to be picked up. If they work east, they've got GamerLegion. If they run west, it's an open field with Snoopy, Krabic, and the rest of 7 able to spot them out.
The big swampland area, it does offer some tree cover, but that's really about all. DA are on the move, going en masse. Hamster's going to be the man that will see them probably first coming towards him. Fexx popping off his shots, just keeping them on check. Beautiful death, finds a knock. It doesn't matter. Should be able to get it revived in the distance as SIXMO tries to return the favor. But now this circle is slowly creeping in, and we're going to see where it will end on Phase 8.
Yeah, holding on for dear life, some of these teams. doing anything they can. GamerLegion trying to make that final play, swinging from north, east to kind of south here. Very close by to DA, and DA need to make their minds up now as to what they do. They're cornered, and that's good work from Fallon. Plays it out. Doesn't get the flush just yet. He can't overstay his welcome because GamerLegion instantly want in.
Has to flush it and get back in that ditch as soon as possible because Fexx was trading the shots on him. Traynard chasing hard right now and seeing what they can get from it. Just 5 points separated them and Tornado Energy at the start of the game. The circle goes down to Traynard. 7 have to push down the hill. Fexx is watching this all play out. You know, GamerLegion, if they were to have a mighty game here, it would give them a lifeline, but it would have to be a monster finish for them.
Yeah, DA need to get rid of Unity. They need to get past 7. If they could find Snoopy, it's maybe a bit of a better shot for them as Unity are quite close towards that top spot. I can't tell because we're not showing it on the stream, which is a little bit curious. Furax and Phanom still holding the north side. For the Frenchman, that could be the down. He's still standing. How is he alive with that nade right on top of him? He's going to bleed out. There's no recovery
he's
possible.
Not getting that because Phantom's outside the circle as well, and that's a problem because 7 are watching them working down. 7 trying to get anything on DA as they keep using those smokes. I don't really know how much util they will have left to try and work their way in. They keep on edging down the road and looking for anything that they can. Unity just with Snoopy remaining down on the side. They're also with a shout. Obviously, Unity were up to 6th place at the start of this, and they managed to really work it. But now, with just 7 kills, they are mere observers as 7 look to dominate the lobby.
Yeah, they're just showing off at this point. Phantom desperately trying to hold on for his side. Can he jump a point? Can he make it any further up? You can see it right now how close this is. Traynard are just in front of DA here. They need to keep holding on. DA finally get past Unity. They're doing everything they can. Phantom finally falls.
Traynard down and out. Fexx gets up close, but he's now into all sorts of trouble. But look at this angle that DA have. They peek over the ridgeline and see 7 in the open. Maccandark turns on them. Krabik and Buster goes down. GamerLegion collecting kills, and now DA pick 7 apart on the hillside, and that's going to really leapfrog DA. There's a chance for them to get back into the top 4 here. Look at GamerLegion. They're on an absolute charge in terms of points. If they can pick up the win here, it would absolutely give them a lifeline.
These two teams fighting for a chance at staying in PEL. They've had the taste of what it's like, and they want it again. They don't want to give that up. They don't want to go down to contenders.
They've allowed DA to get the res up. That's a mistake. That's a mistake, a massive mistake. And now you've got to feel DA have a huge advantage. They're looking downhill on them. The center point, though, is on Maccandark and Fexx. But they get in surrounded. Hamster has to be so big at keeping Mitraleius at bay on that left.
It's the opposites, right? SIXMO is basically your hamster for GamerLegion. Those two are holding the wide angles, allowing the main pack to work. But obviously, GamerLegion are only down to 3.
SIXMO killed Hamster.
As soon as there's that contact, he swings on it. But now they want to maybe try and isolate him. But they need to come up with a plan.
Moving.
GamerLegion have no idea what to do, but maybe they can hold the line. They get 1. The trade comes back in for Mitraleius. Who's going to pull this forward?
It's down to a simple case of a 3-on-1. Is it surely going to be DA taking the game? Maccandark got to go huge here for his team. He's picked up 4 so far, makes it 5, but can't quite finish it off. It's Digital Athletics once again with a win, their 2nd of the day, playing for their lives in this game. It may well be enough to just creep them back into that top 4. I'm not sure. It is so close right now.
That game gives them a shot into the final game of the day. That's what it is for me. It's the chance. It's everyone so close now. You had Traynard holding on for so long. They fought valiantly.
What in the world does SIXMO have going on in his mind? Because they bailed out to Primorsk, and we were like, oh, they're going Primorsk. They've been milled to power. They've been on to Sosnovka. They go Primorsk. They've never been to Primorsk. The circle goes over that way. Paul, get a word with that man next to you, SIXMO.
Absolutely, down with SIXMO right now. D-Man's just waxing lyrical about how well you played in that last game, but also how well the team have played. Everything's changed. You've got a genuine shot of getting back into PEL now.
All I want to say is DA lol.
Why?
That's all. The chat knows it.
The chat knows it. Okay, good stuff. In terms of the way you're feeling right now, obviously, yes, nervous, obviously, because there's an opportunity now. But you've got to put everything out of your minds now and come back strong. Focus on this last game. How are you gonna prepare for that last game?
I don't really want to talk about it to give out any strategies, but we're just gonna play our usual game, like we did right now.
Okay. And in terms of mental preparation. Is there anything you can say to each other to keep you spirits high and going into the last game?
We're already high and we're ready.
Okay.
One more game, that's it.
All right, one more game. I like it. That's how we're going to end this one. DA have put themselves in a very good position to return to PEL after a second chicken dinner on the final day here in promotions.
Bit of a bittersweet finish there if you are a PEL fan, if you've been watching Phase 3, because yes, Digital Athletics with that chicken dinner allows themselves to potentially get their spot back. But on the other side, you saw GamerLegion fighting so desperately at the end because they know that they had to pull off something magical to stay in PEL. So it was a bit of a tough one to watch.
It was a tough one, and I mean, GamerLegion, in my opinion, had a better position in the last circle there, in the last fight. They had two guys on the north side, one on the south side that was holding back a little bit with the sniper, but it wasn't enough. They got, DA got the first knocks, and that was the initial push for the win.
Let's focus now on the teams that potentially have a chance to grab those spots. I think 7 and ENCE have guaranteed themselves 2 spots in PEL 2020 Phase 1. But who are the other teams now contending for those 2 spots? I gave them 20 spots. I was just going to completely change the league.
20 spots. It's just completely open, yeah. And 32 teams for next year.
I'm changing the game. I'm changing the league. Okay, let's focus on
it. Okay, if we talk from 3rd place down to 6th place, which is Tornado, ELGIGANTEN, Digital Athletics, and Train Hard. They're 4 points apart, all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Kill-wise, ELGIGANTEN is 1st, and then Tornado and Train Hard, they are both tied up there, and then DA last one. Why I'm mentioning kills is because that's going to be the tiebreaker if they land on the same points after the next game.
Tempest is out of the running now after their performance in the last game, or do you think that there's still a chance?
They have to get a win with a lot of kills, and then Tornado, ELGIGANTEN, Digital Athletics, and Train Hard cannot be top 4. They cannot be top 4.
Not impossible, but statistically probably not likely.
Statistically, we're looking at Tornado Energy, ELGIGANTEN, Digital Athletics, or Train Hard to get it. The points from last game as well, but Tempus, Unity, both are within reasonable reach, but that would mean that the 4 teams have to severely underperform compared to what we'd expect, because they, if they manage to get 7, 8, 9 plus points in total from that game, they have to get a 20 kill plus win, Unity and Tempest, if they want to make it above them. But we'll see how it's going to go. Although you can see how extremely well-performing Digital Athletics has been so far today. They really want to make it back in. Tornado Energy and ELGIGANTEN, they were fighting on the northern side, so they also managed to get a little bit of points. Those 6 and 5 points may prove to be crucial.
You could see how nervous DA still is. Even after that win, you saw in the interview there with Paul, they didn't really want to talk too much. They didn't want to say anything. They didn't want to jinx anything. They know that they're close, but they're not really there yet. There's still one more game to go. We saw them dropping Prim here in the previous game. That's not the normal drop spot. They could definitely have gone Rawsock, but they didn't want to go there because they didn't want to risk anyone to be hot dropping them. So now's the thing is, we're probably, most likely, we're going to see some hot drops happening. Question is where and who.
Yeah, or gatekeeping even.
This was my next question, of course. It's the final game. It's all to play for. Is this the point where...
This is the military game.
This
is where we throw a curveball at it. Military game. Let's go.
But do you think these teams are going to jump in, do completely weird and wonderful things to try and secure those spots? Is this the game where we finally see some of the shocking stuff, if you like?
The teams that might be changing their drops are the top, 3rd to 6th place there. Tornado, ELGIGANTEN, Digital Athletics, Train Hard, because they know there's a chance that someone might be dropping on top of them, but you don't want to take that risk that it will happen.
Yeah, and you don't want to hot from somebody else because it's so close between 4 teams.
So many.
And you're so many, if you lose the hot drop, if you don't get them as many points, you need to make sure you play your best game. It's all the other teams that are the jokers here, no jokes aside. 7 and ENCE, they can decide who do they want in, who do they want out. Is there a team that is dropping in a spot they want for PEL? Do they want to deny them that spot? Do they want to take that spot away from them? This is the time to do it because they're so far ahead. And 20 plus points.
If you're Unity, Tempest, or GamerLegion, you want to know who's the biggest threat that will do best in the next game here out of those 4 teams above you there. Because you want to focus on one of those teams if you want to make it. You don't want to focus on anything else, more or less.
There's a spot in PEL up for grabs. That is the dream for any professional player. There's pressure on some of these teams because they've been in PEL before and they know that they need to get back. There's pressure from fans. We know that the chat is putting a lot of pressure on certain teams because they're their favorites. And now there's potential pressure that ENCE is going to say, oh, let's have some fun. Or one of the other teams is going to say, you know what, actually, let's just throw a curveball in there. How do you as a player cope with that going into this final game? All of it.
You play, so for me, like, you play a secondary drop, you play super safe. When you start dropping up in your parachute, you see, is there anyone else? Are they hot dropping us? Where are we going? If you're being hot dropped, then if you're 3rd to 6th right now, then you take a car and you go somewhere else. You go far away, play super late game, and try to get into the edge as well. Because like, there's no reason to take a 4 versus 4 with a team that is above you on the standings. If it's a team that you could potentially win against, but then again, you wouldn't know that until you land and start knocking people.
Being hot dropped, it's not just about wiping the other team. It's about crippling them.
Yeah.
Crippling them, you can do it in several ways. One, hold them out when they're looting. Then they're not going to get away there with much loot, or if anything, for that matter. And that's going to cripple them in the long run. You can also get kills on them, or just knocks as well, because then if they get knocked later on in the game, they're going to have a quicker time before they bleed out.
A little bit of prediction from both of you. Are we going to see a more passive game where everyone is going to hang back and wait for the late game? Or being the last match, do you think we're going to all get in super aggressive and go hunting?
The bottom teams are going to go super center heavy. And the teams that are on the cusp of getting in, they're going to be extremely on the edge. So the beautiful thing is by this is that the teams that are, like we saw in the last game actually, the teams that are trying to get into the top 4, they're going to be fighting each other on the edge rather than fighting the guys that have nothing to play for at this point in the middle.
It also comes down to they're going to take more risk as well, the teams towards the bottom there. When they see someone that is knocked that they know they need to pass, they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it straight away because they know they need to get rid of them as soon as possible. The longer the wait, the more points they are going to be gathering.
4 spots in the PEL, and it comes down to the final game after 4 days of competition. This is the dream for any professional player. This is where they want to be. And very soon we will know who will be joining PEL in 2020. The tension in the room, you can feel it in the arena. You can hear the excitement from the players. We're going to take a quick break and add a little bit of humor to the mix. And when we return, the final game and the 4 teams